The following is an original Aliven podcast.
Michigan International Speedway. If I could just summarize that weekend in one word, or really 3 words, really I should say 5. What the hell was that? And I mean that in the nicest way possible, because don't get me wrong, the truck race, obviously, always entertaining when they go to Michigan. The cup race, same case. And this cup race that we're about to get into was probably the most chaotic, the most thrilling, the most wildest, and most topsy-turvy Michigan cup race, I think, and probably Sly and Wyatt can back me up on this, is probably all of those that I think we've ever seen, probably in quite some time. And we're going to touch on it on this episode of Gamers Talk NASCAR. As always, I'm Elijah Leonard here with you. The other co-host is down at the bottom and barely trying to hang on to stay awake. That's Wyatt Walker. And to my right, that is Slifer. Gentlemen, what's going on? How are we doing?
Well, yeah, I mean, you already pointed that to me. If I sound different, by the time this is recorded, I should be heading home by the time it's home, but I will be in a different town. House is all my setup is currently over there. So, but I'm doing all right. Got another early morning like usual. I'm trying to fight it out at the moment, but other than that, good. I'd say that was probably one of the best races, Michigan-wise we've had in a while. Like I'd say one of the best races this season. A lot of craziness happened. A heavy hit that we'll talk about later too. But all in all, mix of chaos, mix of like a lot of emotion at the very end, like heavy emotion.
Was I hearing it, or did it sound like chaos?
He did say chaos.
No, I heard the chaos part, but it sounded like chaos.
Like that probably sounds like the forbidden order that you get at McDonald's.
No, yeah, it was definitely hard hitting. I'm just getting cold chills just thinking about that. I've never seen a whole wall take that much damage from a car before.
I think we can also add on, I don't think we've ever seen a safer barrier give as much as we saw it give. But thank God it did.
Thank God for the safer barriers, because my honest opinion, if it was the old days, I don't think the wall would be there.
And not to mention, this is probably that was the hardest hit we've probably seen of the next gen car, since it's like they've had crazy stuff, but I don't think I've ever recalled something like as like insane and just like really I can't think of the word, but it's like, yeah, I think y'all know what I'm talking about. Like,
yeah.
I mean, there was also a bunch of craziness going on, like restarts, JJ Yaley leading.
Can we okay. There are several things that we need to touch on here with this race. And one of the things that I think is probably one of the top 5 funniest moments from yesterday's race, before it even started. Did anybody catch the graphic of like Hendrick Motorsports drivers and Chris Buescher was just inadvertently featured in the graphic?
It was a secret weapon. Shh. We just revealed their secret.
So that honestly, I will say that's probably one of the funniest like mishaps on Prime's part. You can't be too hard on them for that. That was honestly really funny.
If they wanted entertainment, they gave it to us with that with the whoops.
Yeah, with the big old whoopsie that they had just somehow managed to pull off in the funniest way possible. Yeah, because it says here Hendrick Motorsports standings, and one of our other friends from the NR community,
Speaking of the devil,
Caleb Rose.
I thought you were going to mention Stapleton.
No, but Stapleton was there. Speaking of, was good Stapleton. He is now. He's finally here for the first time in many weeks. But
argue month.
But we are gonna talk about this because this is actually kind of funny. So Stapleton, because we remember our friend Caleb Rose, very well known or respected name in the NR community. He was with us and during the pre-race, and of course, he beat me to the punch to do this. But he posted the screenshot of the Hendrick Motorsports standings at that point so far, and obviously Chris Buescher's name being featured in that list. Like I mentioned, that has to be probably one of the funniest mishaps by Prime I think I've seen yet. You know, obviously seeing Elliott at that time was 4th, Larson 6th, Byron 11th, Alex Bowman 32nd, but of course Chris Buescher right in the middle of all 4 of those Hendrick cars in 8th, but he's not a Hendrick driver. That by far was a really funny mishap. But then, not even 10 laps into the Cup race, not even 15 laps into the Cup race, oh, the pain continues for Connor Zilisch. In the most unfortunate way possible. And even Trackhouse altogether, but Connor Zilisch took the worst hit out of all of them. Obviously, with just spinning out turn 4, rear ends the car with the left rear quarter panel, and not even 2 to 3 laps later, after the first restart of the day, spins off a turn 2, and then noses it into the wall.
I'm gonna backtrack on what you said there. It wasn't even. It was barely even 3 or 5 laps.
Oh my god. It's still early, and it's insane of how early that it all just unfolded, because we were all just like, you know, like, man, that's such a shame. And then we saw him spin out again, and we were like, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Village. But also Trackhouse too, because Trackhouse, we got to be honest with ourselves. Trackhouse, unfortunately, was kind of a laughing stock, and we all were kind of laughing at the fact that Ross Chastain was fighting JJ Yeley for 34th.
Where he was fighting to stay on the lead lap at the end of stage 1.
In the process of that too. But also SVG, you know, we talked about the last couple of weeks of how he has been bad fast the last couple of weeks at Charlotte, and then this last weekend at Nashville. He did not show up in this race at all. I don't even think he was even anywhere in the conversation for like as far up as top 20. Probably the highest I've ever seen the 97 get was 25th in the running order, and that's it. I think that's as high as SVG had gotten all day, but he never had the speed to get up there and mix things up. But which is rather unfortunate because, you know, Trackhouse, of course, even within the last couple of months, maybe last month and a half at the very, you know, at the most minimal, had been struggling, you know, with Chastain and obviously Zilisch, obviously, and then SVG, of course, being probably the strongest Trackhouse car, but it did not show this past weekend. It did not show at all. And I feel bad about that.
But on a the different aspect of this, and I know we're gonna when it comes to results, but I think the only way to stop Denny Hamlin from winning is do not let him get the pole.
Speaking of, this is we'll mention how he got the win, but it's the second week in a row that he's won the pole, but also has had to go to the back. Oh my goodness! And of course, Hamlin and you, we can also say Bell, they didn't move up at all. They were in no hurry to get up to the front whatsoever. I think even with the amount of stage points that they both had accumulated over the course of the regular season, we're probably content to stay in the back for a little while and kind of just ride until it was time to move up. I think so, but you know, of course, other things could have said otherwise, but I digress.
I think I'm not sure if that's the largest margin of victory on an oval. I know road course SVG holds, I think, that record for the largest.
I don't know, because I'm pretty sure there had to been like a, I don't know what track, it could have been short track, but I'm pretty sure it was like a deal where I heard like Petty, like it could have been someone else besides Petty, but someone back in like in the 80s, 70s or something, like someone just like lapped the whole field.
Yeah, it was Ned Jarrett, Darlington, back in the 60s.
Ned Jarrett, yeah. R.I.P.
Yeah.
Speaking of,
Yeah, Godspeed, Ned Jarrett, dude. Man, NASCAR's just been going through it.
But yeah, it's definitely been done before. Back then, where like people multiple laps down. So.
Yeah, because it was in 1965 by a staggered 14 laps.
Oh my goodness.
I want to point this out for Denny real quick. I know we're kind of bouncing around on this, but he did win by a good margin. And we'll talk about the numbers, but can we talk about like how like we almost had it to where Denny Hamlin could have retired a couple years early.
Yeah.
Like after like you think about this, like first he lost the championship, heartbreaking fashion to a caution. At no, this is sorry Stapleton for saying this, but Hamlin should have won that because of the run he had, not Kyle Larson. Credit to Larson, but that was Hamlin's. And then the caution screwed him, actually by Larson's teammate. But then after that, and then his dad died in a house fire. And then a fellow competitor that he's raced for years, and Greg Biffle, passed away in a crash. Then months later, his old teammate passed away by an illness. It's like he's been like going through, and he's still winning these races, like persevering, like it's like this thing. And he's won like 3 races. This is his 3rd win, and there was a chance that we wouldn't even seen Denny Hamlin this year, like if he would have retired early, and we would have been okay with it. Well, just wanted to bring that up.
Yeah.
That was something I thought about yesterday. Like,
man, yeah. And plus, let's also backtrack, because I know we're bouncing around a lot, but let's stay on track here. Let's backtrack a little bit. With this race being as chaotic as it was, we got to talk about the restarts. One in particular, my goodness, that screwed over so many people, and it doesn't matter which way you throw the blame. Like it still took out guys like Tyler Reddick, Austin Dillon. John Hunter Nemechek wasn't out of the race, but he had enough damage to where he kind of was out of contention for the most part. But there was a lot of other cars that got collected, and
Ty Gibbs.
Yeah, Ty Gibbs, of course. But yeah. All Hendrick
And that's-
front row. Listen, all Hendrick front row. And, obviously Larson didn't quite get off to the best of restarts compared to Chase Elliott. And you might argue that there could have been some team orders in order to let Larson, in order to let Elliott go out ahead of Larson so that way he could clear him going into turn one. But obviously it didn't quite work out the way that either of them would have hoped for, because there's going to be other drivers that will try to jump on that restart. Hocevar, of course, was the guy that basically started the wrecks by inadvertently or otherwise getting into the back of John Hunter Nemechek, getting him sideways, and then Reddick gets out of shape. He gets hit by Austin Dillon, and it's just a pile up in turn one, inadvertently or otherwise.
Turn one.
Yeah,
It was at the end of pit road.
yeah, but
Yeah, it was like the end of the front straightaway, right before turn one.
it was still
And
it was pretty close to turn one.
I think by looking at it, I think Hocevar was trying to get out of the way.
Yeah,
Because of the accordion effect, but caught him in the back, and that's when everything went haywire.
yeah. I don't think Hocevar meant to do that.
No,
Honestly,
no.
but
He even said in his post race interview that that was not intentional at all.
Yeah. So I mean, like that one, I'm not. Like obviously, I think it was partly his fault. It was partly the Hendrick shenanigans trying to let Chase in. It's just tough with how things always happen to your cousin.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's rather unfortunate, but and then to fast forward a little bit more, I feel bad for talking about this too, but we have to talk about, probably, as Wyatt alluded to, the biggest hit in the next gen era, Christopher Bell. Man, after of course racing Chase Elliott for the second position shortly after a restart, Elliott is on the inside, Bell is on the outside, and they're racing hard, by the way. It's close to 50 to go. Elliott gets loose. He feels the car turn to the left, and he was anticipating to spin out. Unfortunately, Elliott's car yawed back to the right, hit Bell, and obviously that sent them both up into the wall, but Bell took two really hard hits, one to the driver's side door from Chase Elliott as Bell was going into the turn 4 wall. It's such a high rate of speed, and thank God, one, for safer barriers, and two, thank God that the safer barriers gave as much as they did, because as Sly alluded to, if that was a concrete wall, I don't think
that car would have been gone.
Yeah, car would have been completely toast, and
Possibly Bell himself.
Bell probably, either that or, worst case scenario, Bell would have sustained a little bit more than what he's got right now, with potentially wrist and ankle injuries. We don't know the detriment to that yet. We don't know the severity yet, but we know that's what he's got. But gentlemen, we all watched it. We all watched that live, and we all can agree that really was just like that shook us to the core pretty much bad, because that was just unbelievable.
And the best thing that came out of it was Bell climbing out of the car on his own.
Yeah.
So, I think I speak for everyone. It's like every time we saw Bell's in-car camera or just watched Bell getting that hit, we all felt that. Every single time they've sent that replay over and over, we've all felt that.
I'm looking at the
oh,
hair on my arm, and every time we mention it, they are sticking up, like straight up.
Yeah.
that and like you said, we don't know like I'm assuming that like we're going to hear like after this airs, we'll hear like if he's even racing Pocono or not by the time this episode airs. But just it's just one. I'd say the hardest hit. There's even some saying that's actually the hardest hit ever. With I might I can't think back. I can't even think of like even harder hit than that.
Like,
There's
I
probably
saw someone on Twitter compare that hit to like the Summer Daytona race one year with the next gen car with White Blaney, and then he hit that wall head on.
Oh yeah.
Mm.
what about I just thought about this. What about Austin Dillon and the catch fence?
Those are a whole different circumstance right there.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
I know, but just like that one, just how that car was so tore up too, like that just popped in my head as well.
I'd say that was probably the scariest wreck of the Gen 6 era.
Yeah.
Like easily. Easily, and that could rival that definitely is right up there with Newman at the last lap of the 500 when he literally got sent flying.
Those are
Was that the one when he was skidding across the track on his lid?
Yep.
yeah,
And when he was knocked unconscious.
Mm.
Um,
If we want to bring up the old ones like that, Carl Edwards in the catch fence at Dega.
yeah. I feel like of the current modern, the first three we brought up, I'd say are probably one of the biggest like I'd say part car damage, part like biggest impact, like hardest hits in a while.
yeah.
Like there could be others we not remember, and I'm not, and like could have some have a bunch of barrel rolls and stuff I just can't remember on the top of my head. But I know like hard hits wise, I don't see how anything at the moment can compare to what happened to Bell
Yeah.
this last week.
Now, my question is, at the time they put out the entry list, would they have known if he was going to be able to race or not?
No.
They kind of just put him in there preemptively just in case if he actually does start the race, because I think if he is going to have a driver on standby to take over, I think what Bell would do in order to ensure that he gets the points is start the race at Pocono, and that's it. That's all he would have to do.
What Zillage did with Klingerman.
Yeah, last year.
Maybe Slangerman actually should be the person that hops into that 20. Maybe he could.
I mean, he'd probably win the race. Who knows?
Watch him win. If Kligerman gets in the 20, just watch him win. He will be super sub right there.
You know how happy I would be on that one.
Yeah. Oh man, but
That's overall a great weekend.
Overall, and thank God, obviously, that Bell was okay. Thank God that for the safety of the cars and for the safety improvements over the years with the cars and with the requirements of surrounding the inside and outside walls with safer barrier. Thank God for that. But at the end of the day, it all came down to a green flag run to the finish. I think there was like one or two more cautions beforehand. But either way, it ended off with Denny Hamlin nabbing his second win in a row, third of the season. And dare I say, it was these are funny stats, by the way, and we'll go through the cup results here in just a moment. But I want to read this off because this is kind of funny to me. It was funny to Sly. It's funny to several people, but here we go with this. Denny Hamlin started on the pole, finished first, started first, finished first in car 11. And the margin of victory was 11.11 seconds. So many ones in those stats right there. Now, it's crazy. Let's talk about that too, because that was insane. And we were so confused as to what was going on, because some of us had thought, well, that car is illegal. There's no way that Hamlin is pulling away.
Gordon.
Yeah, there's no way that Hamlin is pulling out to the lead that he's got as quickly as he is. Chances are, I'm thinking on some pit stop along the way, they probably jam-packed that car with fuel just to make sure that he was good to go. And then nailed the restart. I think, which would have been the last restart, where obviously he made that awesome three wide maneuver down the front straightaway to take the lead, and just did not look back from there. Probably also had the information on top of that several drivers were probably conserving fuel as much as they could. And he was like, I am mashing the gas all the way through.
Yeah. I feel that's might have been what happened now that we've thought about it for a little bit. I do think that like they must have packed in on fuel and they were like, Denny, look good. Everyone's gonna be saving. Just punch it. And he
Just
punched
punch it.
all right.
Oh yeah.
They gave a whole new meaning to the term "drive it like you stole it."
He was racing on easy mode. See, one thing I do want to talk about, especially in terms of NR 2003, is that the lowest difficulty that you can put the AI difficulty down to is 70%. We just saw Denny Hamlin win the race on 70% difficulty.
Yep.
Can we also mention about like all those 11s, not even counting his number? Dale Jarrett was the first one that made that 11 car.
Ned Jarrett.
Famous. Ned Jarrett. What did I say, Dale?
Yeah, you said Dale.
Okay, my bad. Again, I am 50. I'm like 70, barely 70% here, so bear with me. But Ned
More like
Ned Jarrett
45.
made that 11. What?
More like 45% here.
Anyway, screw you. Ned Jarrett made the 11th finish. Do you think he had a little bit of him and Kyle Busch, who we'll talk about here in a second, had a little bit of help to get 11 that certain margin of victory?
Possible.
With all those, like you could basically, if you put his pole position and winner position together, it's like 4 11s
Yeah.
in a row.
I mean, it's just like how I kind of felt back in 01 at the Pepsi 400 when Dale Jr. won it.
Oh yeah.
You know, he was kind of showing signs of his father, the way he was racing. So it's possible.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if both Ned Jarrett and Kyle Busch was in that car with Denny when he got that victory and that margin. Especially since now Denny Hamlin has tied Kyle Busch in the all-time wins list with 63.
Yeah. Which that victory celebration, I think, was definitely a pretty cool one too. That was cool.
You know,
Oh yeah.
and it was just
That-
it was regular donuts, but the way it looked like an 8.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I think he tried doing an 8. So it was really cool, and for me, it's up there with Cosmos Fall for one of the coolest celebrations of this year.
Yeah,
And it's up
by
there,
far.
and I think it's up there for one of the cooler ones in general, because that reminded me so much of when Jeff Gordon did that. I think it's way back in like the 2000s.
Oh yeah.
when I think Jeff either tied or broke the tie with
I believe he tied it.
Dale
if I'm
Senior.
not
Yeah, he
mistaken.
tied Dale Senior at Phoenix in 2007. So it
Yeah.
was a similar celebration, of course, but
And let's be honest, I don't know of how long it's even going to take someone to get up to 63 wins again. Like, I could see Lawson maybe, because I think he has 30 something, but even then he would have to double his win count, I'm pretty sure.
yeah.
So,
Who has of the active drivers? Who has the most? Like, I'm not talking Denny Hamlin when I say this. Who has the most wins of the active drivers? Like Brad, it has to be like Brad or Logano or something.
I don't know.
Because I think both. I could be wrong. Someone can fact check me on this, but I think this. I think like Larson and Elliott are both in the 20s in the amount of current wins they have. Someone fact check me. I could be wrong, but trying to think of the current drivers, and I can't really think. I think
oh,
it's and it has to be serious
it's
with
hey Wyatt,
yeah.
it's ironic that you ask this because NASCAR really posted something about this on the NASCAR website today on June 8th. And it says all-time NASCAR Cup Series winners, and I think this is current. Well, not current, but like, Lawson is tied for 29th all time with 32. So I mean, Lawson's 31.
Logano's got 37.
Yep.
Brad's got 36.
Yes.
Larson's got 32, and Chase has 22.
Okay, Larson had more than I thought he did because like I know he had like he's just like started going after wins after 2020, but I didn't think he was already in the third. It was already like in the 30s already. So,
Oh yeah,
but yeah,
he's been popping off with Hendrick.
Oh,
but yeah,
yeah.
but yeah, that's also my point though. We talked about like between the active drivers between like Denny Hamlin to you said Joey Logano had 37.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Mhm.
still like a 20 win difference
Mhm.
between.
And I mean, Joey is younger or young enough that he could, if he pops off again, he could get there. But no offense to Brad's not going to 63 wins.
No.
No.
Lawson could get around 60. I could see that. Chase Elliott, I don't know about 60, but like, there's not going to be that many drivers for a long time that's going to be able to get close to Kyle Busch with 63.
And not to mention, like he's still winning races, and yet Denny Hamlin is planning on retiring after the 2027 season, and he's still winning races like this.
Yep. And he wants to go out on top. So I think if he's going to retire, this is probably the best time to do it. It's just do it while you're still winning races on a consistent basis.
I feel like now, because I've said this, like Tyler Reddick had the best chance to win the championship this year. Honestly, now it seems like it's a two-horse race with obviously Chase resets. We know this, but I feel like this has got to be either Denny Hamlin's or Tyler Reddick's year. And honestly, I really wanted to be Denny Hamlin because Tyler Reddick can have like he's still young in his career. He could go and get another championship at some point down the line. This one might be Denny's last opportunity.
You know, but also like the last set of words that Kyle did utters, you never know when it's going to be your last.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it don't matter the age. Adam Petty, for example, never really got his career off. So it just don't really matter the age. So but I do agree. I would like to see Hamlin win it. By Wyatt.
By what?
Hi,
Hi,
Wyatt.
Wyatt.
Oh, I like it.
But I mean, as dominating, this is like Corey Haim and Connor Zilic all over again. when they dominated their series.
Yeah.
So, who knows? The only time we'll know is Homestead is when we'll know.
Yeah.
Absolutely. All right. I think with that said, let's go ahead and review our finishing results from the weekend, starting off with the Truck Series. Corey Heim, no shocker, comes home in position number 1 and truck number 1. Finishing in second is Caden Honeycutt. Connor Zolich, apparently. Yeah, I'm doing it too. Now, for context, Wyatt kept inadvertently, I think it was Wyatt, he kept inadvertently calling Carson Hocevar Connor Zolich.
Yeah. Yes, I did. I did it twice when we were I did it. I did it once or twice when we were watching the race on Sunday. We're talking about him having runs, but I caught myself. But now there you go doing it. So this is karma.
I do got something to confess about the race.
Okay.
When y'all asked if I was alive, I kind of just woke up.
Oh my goodness. That's crazy.
And you said you were doing housework.
I was making sure everything was good on the floor with my eyes closed.
That's crazy. Anyways, Carson Hocevar comes home in third. Lane Riggs started fourth, finished fourth. Chandler Smith rounds out your top 5. Christopher Bell finished in the 6th position. Ricky Stenhouse Jr. finished 7th. Connor Mosack, who drove the 7 this weekend, came home in 8th. Jake Garcia 9th, and Tyler Ankrum rounds out your top 10.
Before you move on to 11th, can you repeat the first 2 for me and how you said it?
Corey Heim and then Caden Honeycutt.
And car number 1 finished in number 1, and then the number 11 finished second.
Yeah.
1 1 1 1 1 1. Another it's another 2 of 11s.
Are we summoning the Illuminati with this?
I don't know, but that didn't
What
say
is
anything.
it? The binary code?
There's something going on.
Morse code. Morse code.
If this didn't have Denny Hamlin and Ned Jarrett written all over this, with the 11s, I don't know what. Because I didn't catch that.
This gets a little bit more wacky too. From positions 11th on down to 20th, Grant N. Vinker started 11th, finished 11th.
Crazy.
Insane. Gio Ruggiero, and then Daniel Hemrick, Brendan Queen, Daniel Dye, Parker Kligerman, Ross Chastain, Tanner Gray, Andreas Perez, and Minnie Tyrell. That is your top 20. 21st on down to 30th looks like this. Ben Rhodes, Stuart Friesen, Frankie Muniz, Spencer Davis, who actually made his return to the Truck Series for the first time in several years. Then Cletus McFarland, who actually I believe is the last truck that finished on the lead lap. He completed all the laps. Hooray!
Didn't he also spin out too?
He did, but he
did not hit anything.
He was flying all right, but he flew the wrong direction. Especially with the eagle on the sides of his truck. Anyways, Morgan Beard, Caleb Costner, Justin Haley, Corey LaJoy, and Josh Rayome, the top 30. Poor Justin Haley and Corey LaJoy. They did not have themselves a good ending to this race whatsoever. Then finally, positions 31st on down to 36th. Chris Wright, Christian Eckes, whom, by the way, was the last truck running on the racetrack, Cole Butcher, Spencer Boyd, Ty Majeski, and Dawson Sutton, who went out on lap 54. Oh boy. Now, let's go over our Cup Series results.
Thought of an irony with last thing. The biggest help, I think, was Kyle. because count the number of ones total between the margin of victory.
Yeah.
There was 8 ones.
Oh my goodness.
That actually, wow.
Wow.
This is crazy in the fact that like we're talking about this, and you mentioned like with the, and I'm gonna add this on. You talked about Ed Finger starting 11, starting 11, finishing 11. I think that's 8 11s that we just talked about, and for
Oh,
like
wait. Hold on. That's another irony. So there's start 11th, finish 11th for Grant and Finger. Started
please
for,
don't tell me.
then the one truck finished first. And then we had truck 11 finishing second. Is that another case of another set of 8 ones?
I don't know, but that's what I brought up earlier. It's like, what in the
God
world?
damn it, Kyle.
Oh my goodness.
Kyle
Yeah,
is hard
just
at
the
work right
margin.
now.
It was because I was looking at it while you were doing the results of the trucks, and I was counting. I don't know if you saw my mouth moving. And that's when I was like this, because I was like, God, Kyle.
Oh, I thought you did that with Enfinger starting 11, finishing 11.
No, because I was counting with Hamlin finishing first, starting first in car 11 with the margin of victory of 11.11 seconds.
That's
8 ones.
still crazy. But Denny
Well,
Hamlin. Oh,
sorry.
no, what were
I
you
was about
saying?
to say, I was about to say, well, good news ahead of time, so we ain't adding more fuel to this fire. The person who started 11th in the Cup Series did not finish 11th. So.
Sadly. He went on to finish 6th. We'll talk about him in a second. Of course, Denny Hamlin, as we mentioned, came home as the race winner, started first, finished first in car 11 with the winning margin of 11.11 seconds. All 8 ones, as Sly just said. Eric Jones, who arguably, besides Hamlin, had the best car of everybody. Besides Hamlin, and even you want to say Hocevar as well, who was obviously the fan favorite.
Fast. He was fast. Too.
Bad fast. That 43 was bad fast. Bubba Wallace came home in the 3rd position. Goddamn it, Bubba, for shutting me out. I was so waiting for him to get Hocevar. Anyways, Kyle Larson finishing in 4th. Carson Hocevar himself rounding out your top 5. Then Daniel Suarez. Again, he did start 11th, but he did not finish there. He finished in 6th. In the 7th position is Joey Logano. Ryan Blaney coming home in 8th. Chris Buescher 9th. And Chase Briscoe rounding out your top 10.
Before you move on, can we just talk about how well the Michigan drivers did this weekend? Like, before Brandon got wrecked out, we'll talk about him, but it's like, he was running up there. Hocevar led laps. Eric Jones just came out of nowhere with speed, and he finished 2nd.
Yep.
Like, this is probably the best of like a group of Michigan drivers racing up in the front, like I have seen in a hot minute.
Absolutely.
And Legacy Motor Club as well. Like them, Aspire has been Staples had talked about it during the race as well. Like they have been coming on a different level as of late.
Absolutely.
A front row too. I want to add them for poor Zane Smith. We'll talk about him that too. But yeah, we've had some of these lower teams just come out of nowhere, and there's just they're exceeding our expectations.
And I'm on for it.
Absolutely. Me too.
It's that even playing field of not winning and you're in.
Yeah, and just consistency really being like the way to go when it comes to trying to get into the chase. So, of course, a lot of these drivers that definitely were inside of the top 10 and even top 20 at most definitely took advantage of. Speaking of that, let's go through 11th through 20th. Austin Cindric, who had a big Cole Brown moment with 2 laps to go when he was battling Chase Briscoe for a top 10 finish. Cole Custer Yes. Cole Custer finished inside of the top 15.
I don't know how, but
It gets better.
Riley Herbst. Yeah.
he's actually doing good this year.
Because he knows he's out of the seat next year.
So, of course, Herbst is going to race like he's got nothing to lose. Watch him miraculously win a super speedway race before this is all done.
Or just a race in general.
What? Watch. It's probably going to happen. John Hunter Nemechek had a nice recovery. He finished 14th. And then we got Josh Berry. Ross Chastain. I talk about Trackhouse somehow, some way, unfortunately, being a laughing stock this weekend. With Zilich spitting out not once but twice, ultimately ending his day with his car getting nose into the wall, not even 10 laps in. But Ross Chastain was fighting JJ Yaley for 34th.
Speed.
That car did not have speed whatsoever.
It had mater power.
It had mater power, but without the
Yeah.
And then
that's what was wrong with it.
But props to them though. I mean, at the end of the day, they kept working on this car. They kept making adjustments. It got better over time. And Ross recovered quite nicely to finish in the 16th position. And then we have AJ Allmendinger, William Byron, who would have been on track for a top 5 finish. Unfortunately, he, I think, was fighting a loose condition and had no grip. His teammate, Alex Bowman, finishes in the 19th position. And then Austin Hill comes home 20th. Thank God, honestly. This is where things get a little bit more interesting. 21st on down to 30th. You guys are not going to believe this. JJ Yaley.
Yeah.
Finished in 21st position for NY Racing in the 44.
Oh, it gets better than that.
Todd Gilliland. It's not much of a surprise to see him in 22nd. Cody Ware, for the second week in a row, takes home a top 25 finish. And oh, by the way, he may have finished 2 laps down, but he still took home a top 25 finish yet again. Again. Wild things. Wild stuff. And then we have Ty Dillon, who is the last car running on the racetrack. And then we get to the rest of the drivers who were out of the race. Ty Gibbs, Michael McDowell, Noah Gregson, who was another driver that had a fast car, unfortunately got taken out in probably it was that last caution, the very last caution. Ryan Preece, Ricky Stenhouse Jr., and SVG started 30th. He finished 30th. I feel so bad for him. But I feel even worse for these next 2 drivers that are going to start our roundup here from 31st on down to 37th. Christopher Bell and then Chase Elliott. Man, those 2 took hard hits as we talked about, and I'm glad that they're both okay. Zane Smith, who arguably was having yet another great run on what could have been a top 10 run at that. Unfortunately, just loses it going into 1, hits the wall pretty good. Brad Keselowski, Tyler Reddick, who had probably one of the best cars the entire day up until those shenanigans almost halfway through the race. And then Austin Dillon. And then Connor Zilich, who went out of the race on lap 8. Lap 8.
Okay. So we started it with 4 8s with Denny Hamlin and then ended it with Connor Zilich going out on lap 8 with 2 more 8s for his car number.
Man,
Did Kyle Busch say he did not like?
You see the theme going on here.
it's insane.
I think Kyle was at the race.
Did Kyle ever mention if he liked Connor Zilic or not? Because I think ever since, like you said, this is the third, this like third last place finish for Connor Zilic in the
That's
In a
last
row.
sad.
In a row.
in a row. It's like I just got to think like, did Kyle Busch
I
not like Connor Zilic?
either that or I think his luck kind of slipped away. If you catch my drift.
He just deja vu'd it twice.
Just not with a window net.
Right.
Yeah. Well, I'm barely here, but I can still do my segment, which brings us to my segment of all the damn points. I think I'm still here, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, okay. Had to make sure for a second. So, let me move on. Look on down to the trucks. I've adjusted the trucks. I have not adjusted the Cup Series, but I have the deal. I took screenshot, put it in the GTN chat so I can use that. But
I did it.
oh, you did adjust it?
Yeah, I did it just today.
Oh, sweet, thank you. So for the truck series, Lane Riggs is still is top of the board on the cutoff. He is currently 228 points above the cutoff, and Caden Honeycutt is in second still with 202 points. Chandler Smith back up to third with 138. Gio Ruggiero 114. Christian Eckes 110. And then we still got the big gap between Christian Eckes and Ben Rhodes, which is a 53? No, 60. No, I think I was right the first time. Yeah. Gap between Ben Rhodes with 47, Ty Majeski 43, Tyler Ankrum 14, Jake Garcia 9, and also tied with Daniel Hemrick, the last spot. Then you got Stuart Friesen fall back below the cutoff, is down by 9. Greg Enfinger slowly moving his way up, down by 22. Brendan Queen down by 36. Justin Haley down by 48. Andres Perez 53. Tanner Gray 57. Dawson Sutton 92. Minnie Tyrell 103. Colt Butcher 123. And Chris Wright rounds it out with 135 points below the cutoff. And now we move up to the Cup Series, which has changed a good little bit. We got Tyler Reddick still up on the board with 340, but that gap has closed between him and Denny Hamlin, which Denny Hamlin is now 289. He is not that far back from Tyler Reddick. Get a couple of wins, and Hamlin may have it.
Yeah.
A couple more great runs, and Tyler Reddick with non-good runs. We could have a new points leader here soon for the first time. For the first time ever this season, we'll have a new points leader. Then we got Ryan Blaney, so 183 points above. Chase Elliott, 153. Ty Gibbs, 141. Kyle Larson, 105. Carson Hocevar, 99. Chris Buescher, 95. Daniel Suarez, 89. Christopher Bell, 81. Bubba Wallace, 49. William Byron, 48. Chase Briscoe, 41. SVG, 26. Brad Keselowski, 21. And Austin Cindric's only above the cutoff by 3 points. Over his teammate, Joey Logano, who's only down by 3 points. Eric Jones had a huge gap up there. I think he was. Where was he at the start? His 20th in points.
I do believe so.
He was 20th in points. Before that, he jumped up to 18th, only 18 behind the cut line. Last week we were talking about like a guy we could potentially be like a sleeper to make it into the chase. I don't think any of us said Eric Jones, did we?
I don't think
No.
so. No.
None of us really said Eric Jones, and if he keeps that run, Legacy might make their first chase appearance. Ryan Priest down by 19, Michael McDowell 46, AJ tied with AJ Allmendinger, and Zane Smith all the way down to 22nd in points, 50th below the cutoff. I'm gonna
Yeah.
go to our chat, find that, see if I can do some honorable names I can mention here. Ricky Stenhouse Jr. moved up a good bit. He's 23rd in points. He's 61 below. Riley Herbst is almost top 25 in points. He's currently 82 points below, and only like 5 points between him and Todd Gilliland. So that's interesting.
Oh yeah.
Here's one more. Cody Ware is last in points by 201 points. Connor Zilic is only 184 points below the cutoff, second to last in points.
That's
And
still.
that is a 17-point gap between Cody Ware and Connor Zilic.
Oh my goodness.
But according to NASCAR.com's thing, you know who was the biggest mover?
Who was that?
It wasn't Hocevar. It was Bubba
Oh yeah.
at +4.
That definitely sounds about right.
Bubba been needing a good run after the last few weeks of have been having terrible races. This was a run that he needed.
Oh yeah.
It was a race that a lot of people needed. Eric Jones for one, Bubba. So
I'm going to add Briscoe to that name. But yeah, there's a bunch of drivers you can say tough break for. Like my heart hurts for Zane Smith.
Yeah.
Having some of the best runs and could have possibly gone up there. Might have fiddled where Eric Jones is on the points right now. He fell back, which that just sucks for him. He was one of my that could have been my sleeper to make the chase.
Oh yeah.
But yeah. Shifting gears to our points. Give me 1 second to get to there. There you go. So currently on our point standings, Slifer was yet again the biggest winner with 4 points. Both me and Elijah tied with 3. Stapleton got 2, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
So right now, Sly has moved up in the 3rd spot. But he is closed up good enough. Elijah's still top of the board with 62 points, 1 point behind in front of me, who's 61 points, then 1 point in front of Sly, who's 60 points, and then a half point between him and Stapleton.
That damn half point.
So I am
Sly
last in points now.
You are now
Yep.
last in points.
Dang it.
Sly has gained like 10 points more than any of us in the last few weeks. we weren't even sure he would make. He would probably catch us like later down the line, like before the chase started. We didn't not expect him to catch us this quick.
No.
Told you I'd start using logic, except for my driver to win in the cup race.
I mean, it's still very, very close. So I mean, anything's possible.
Yeah.
After two either. But
honestly, I think the cup race kind of was screwed a lot of us up.
You think?
This rest of the season is going to be interesting now that the gaps close up. The fight for this, and this is just for. I think we said this is just bragging rights.
Yeah.
This is all just bragging rights, but this is like getting really close again, and we haven't even hit half of the full season yet.
No.
So I'm excited about this, and the double points part is going to be epic when we get to the chase. Those 10 races, it's going to be really close. Then
Absolutely.
we just need to get Stapleton and get rid of that half point.
no, I like my half point.
Well, you can't have it at the very end.
But yeah, absolutely.
But I think that concludes my segment of all the damn points.
All right. Was there really any breaking news that came out by chance?
Daniel died in running the Brickyard 400.
Oh, yep.
What?
There was that, and then
I don't want to near my home twat.
and then there was
Makes you feel any better for Live Fast in the 78. So.
And then I think there was other races that he was going to do in the O'Reilly series too. Let me see.
I did see that.
Let me see if I can find it. If I can actually look for it, wherever that is. But I think he was going to do some O'Reilly. He definitely was going to do some O'Reilly races. I forgot for which team he was going to do this with. Where?
I don't know, but I just saw the entry list for Pocono, and oh god.
Oh boy. Let me see. Daniel Dye news.
Well, we know he's racing in the cups at Pocono this weekend.
Yes.
Oh god.
We do know that for a fact. But I just want to see exactly like what races he's going to do for O'Reilly. Oh, here we go. Actually, no, that was April. Where is this news? That's actually insane.
I know I saw it somewhere too. Let me see if I can look it up.
I am looking as well. I'm determined to find this. Very determined.
Here we go. I got you.
Okay.
He will run the O'Reilly race events at Iowa, Daytona, Gateway, Bristol, Phoenix, and Talladega for a TBA team.
Okay.
And I got this on Toby Christie's Facebook.
All right. I had a feeling.
Well, the one that I found was granted Daytona, but that was back in February. So it was just Iowa, Gateway, Bristol, Phoenix, and Dega.
Yeah, but on here, I'm pretty sure it's talking about the second Daytona. So this will be interesting.
Absolutely.
Could we also mention like this ain't breaking news, but this is like kind of sad news.
Yeah.
RC was going to announce if Kyle was still here that he would have had an extension with
Mhm.
RC.
Yeah. That stings, dude. Like, that honestly just sucks. That of all the days that he was going to plan it, it was going to be during the Michigan weekend, because as Childress would have mentioned, that, you know, this would have been with all like everybody with Chevy and everybody out in Detroit, you know, that would have come out to that race, you know, the Cup race at Michigan, and they would have been alongside Kyle to, you know, announce the contract extension. And it's so interesting to me, but also kind of like, it probably would have been possible, is Kyle told Childress, is like, you keep giving me the cars that you have the last 3 weeks and I will make the chase. Which is like, wow. Okay. So it sounds like,
And
to me, I think Childress was very determined to make sure that Kyle got the cars that he needed in order to go the right direction. And I mean, Watkins Glen, I mean, which was inevitably his last race, I mean, finished 8th there. So I mean, it would have shown that he was going to go the right direction.
You know, and I know Wyatt said that he mentioned it, but wherever Braxton goes when he gets to the Cup Series, that number 8 will go with him.
Yep.
is it selfish for me to say, and I know this part, I know we talked about off GTN camera, but it's like, for any team, wouldn't it be cool? 'Cause I know it's going to be that same font. It's going to be that 8 font that he will have, but wouldn't it be cool for him to have to go like, he's one of his first teams to be JGR?
That would be cool.
And resurrect the car number, the number that he is racing right now in like the local kind of series that he can race in, the 18, but have the font for the 8.
Oh, like what Denny Hamlin had on.
Like the flag.
You know what? That would be sick. That honestly would be sick. I
Oh
would
yeah.
honestly love to see that. A great way to get the 18 back at JGR, and what a
Mhm.
way to I would love that.
You know, and like just hearing the stuff, and I've watched some of the races like on YouTube. I ain't gonna lie. There's a no pun intended to the number that Austin Hill is racing in for the Cup Series, but a 33-year difference. I'm a fan of that kid.
Yeah. And
Not
I
gonna
know,
lie.
go ahead.
You know, I just got a feeling that if he's when he gets to the Cup Series, granted, we will see a Rowdy Jr.
Yeah. And I think whenever he gets to NASCAR, everyone is going to be cheering on him.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone.
And another
He's gonna
thing, if
but
Spire is still around when he gets at least to the Truck Series, put him in the damn 7.
yeah.
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 And I know we're talking
I
about
could
Brex.
honestly, like, I know you brought up about Junior, oh my god, Junior Moses, Joe Gibbs, but I could honestly see Bletson racing for Spire. I
Yeah.
honestly could see that. Because Spire bought Kyle's truck
Mm-hmm.
team, and Spire's in the same truck shop as the KBM shop. So
I
I
mean,
could see
even if he
Spire.
did it in the Cup Series, Brexton has now the rights to the number 8.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That would be interesting for Spire to be known for have like a 7, automatically just gets like an 8 just out of nowhere. I just find that would be funny, but
Yeah.
just that would still be cool at the same time. And we're talking about Brexton, like I know we're talking about Brexton, but it's like talk about future drivers too. Like don't forget we still have Keelan Harvick, and my brain ain't working. People help me out. I'm still running the empty.
Kyle
Help me.
Larson's.
Yeah, Owen Larson.
Yeah.
Owen Larson.
Cash is it Cash Warrior?
Yeah.
No. Yes.
Yeah. I think Newman has started. That's racing now. I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure. Colin McMurray, Jamie McMurray's son, is racing like modifieds and stuff.
Well, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
So it's going to be pretty much like the names that we know now and then
hmm
in the future.
Yep.
Because you got Bush, McMurray, Larson, Boyer. Dear God, please don't let him back in the truck.
Harvick.
Like I can tell you right now, I will probably be a huge fan of like of obviously Owen Larson, because well, Kyle Larson.
I feel like that was a given, Stapleton.
That's a gimme. But I'm probably gonna like Keelan, probably gonna like Bluxton. It's gonna be very weird at one point when they are in NASCAR because I'm gonna be like in my 30s probably. But
I,
good God.
I feel like that, I
Hey,
feel like that's a lot to
genius,
do
I'm going to
with
be in my 50s when these boys get into NASCAR. Okay? Jesus.
I feel like the older generation is saying the same thing with Chase Elliott now, with Chase and like Ryan Blaney after like
Mhm.
Dave Blaney and Bill Elliott was racing.
Yeah.
Like now, look at them; they're multi-time winners. They're both Cup champions.
And they're both like 30-ish.
Yeah.
So kind of crazy.
Yeah, but also
Absolutely.
don't forget, we got the in-season challenge coming up, too.
Yeah.
That's another thing I want to bring up. You know, Connor Zill is
Oh
just going to actually miss. It's isn't it like 30? It's still 32, right?
Top 32.
yeah. Yep.
So I want to look. I know my segment's over, but I want to look back at the point since you brought that up. Right now, if it started right now, Alex Bowman would have barely made it in over 5 points over
Well, it
3 points.
it
Over Cole
starts in 20 days at Sonoma.
I I know a lot of stuff could change, but like right now, if it started right now, Alex Bowman would be in there, and Cole Custer, Connor Zilic, and Cody Ware, which Cody Ware we all expected, and partly Cole Custer too, but
Hmm.
Connor Zilic.
So, also to go off of what you were just saying, and I'm looking at this about the which drivers will qualify for it. It says, whereas last year's in-season challenge had a seeding races, this year's format has been simplified. Drivers earn their spots based on the Cup Series point standings after Pocono.
Oh,
Hmm.
so this
So
Oh.
whatever the points are after this weekend is who's going to be in the in-season challenge.
that is makes this more interesting. So I would say on that still I guess kind of eliminates Connor Zilic, and it definitely eliminates Cody Ware. I say you can eliminate Connor Zilic too being eligible. There could be a fight. Maybe I want to say it's like maybe non legit fight between Alex Bowman and Cole Custer, but I mean I don't know. Cole's been having some crazy runs, but we are going to
Of course,
Pocono, so
it ends at the Brickyard.
yeah. But
The 5
uh,
races is insane. Sonoma, Chicagoland, North Wilkesboro, and Indy.
at least we ain't starting it at we ain't starting it at Atlanta again. Like that was
Yeah, that was bad. I'm glad that it's a legit start.
Yeah. But all right. I think that's really all the breaking stories that we've got here. So with that said, goodness gracious, if I can actually talk, let's go ahead and preview Pocono. Trucks are off until we get to the naval base. So it is the O'Reilly and Cup Series. So, gentlemen, we go from Michigan, which is the fastest 2-mile racetrack on the circuit, to probably one of the most dangerous tracks that we've seen on the NASCAR schedule, Pocono, the Tricky Triangle. What are we looking for here in this race? What are we expecting?
Turn 4 to show up.
Right.
That's their moniker. Where's turn 4?
What come for? There's no come for.
each year I've been like iffy with Pocono. For me, either racing or just like watching, sometimes good, but Pocono is never really one of my favorite tracks. I mean, it's iconic, don't get me wrong. It's just not one of my personal favorites. But we've had some great like finishes last few years, some surprising winners the last couple years. Like I know Denny, no surprise, Denny has the most wins at Pocono, so I'm not bringing him up on this. But uh, like you could count last year when Chase Briscoe beat Denny Hamlin to get his first win in JGR.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And ended up like having like a great summer stretch to even be in the final four in last year's playoffs. Which in that right was still pretty impressive, especially that being his first year with JGR. And then you have like Alex Bowman. Sorry to bring this up for you, Stapleton, but Alex Bowman spoiling Kyle Larson's almost 4 in a row after blowing a tire on lap,
I-
literally last corner.
I hate Goodyear for that.
So we can rightfully say it wasn't a good year then for Larson.
God. Anyway, but we've had like some surprising winners come out of there, but just like I don't know. Honestly, for me, I just still see dominance. Like we're like Hamlin's on a run, and we're going to his arguably best track. Like it ain't even arguably actually. That is his best track.
Yeah. Can agree with that, honestly. That being is one of his best tracks, and I don't really think there's anybody else that would probably come close other than maybe like Kyle Larson or maybe a Chase Elliott.
I don't think either one has won Pocono. Maybe I know Larson has it.
Elliott has. Because remember, he had a win literally fall into his lap when Hamlin and Kyle Busch got disqualified.
Yeah, that's right. I forgot about that. I forgot that.
But that definitely was a very interesting day. But fast forwarding to about 4 years later, let's go ahead and get on down to our predictions here for the Pocono weekend. Now, for those of you who are brand new to the show and we're not exactly sure how to make our picks, here's how we do them. We give you a driver who we think is going to win. That's self-explanatory. The driver to stay away from is the driver that hasn't been doing well the last couple of weeks, or we're just coming up to a track where they don't perform all that well at, whether statistically or in general. And the dark horse is the exact opposite. And it is just O'Reilly's and Cup here for this weekend. And my goodness gracious, hopefully we don't see any sort of brake failures going into turn 1 at high speeds, because my God, that would be absolutely terrible, especially with what we saw this past Sunday. So, with that said, Sly, you were up
All right.
first.
Okay, so O'Reilly's. I'm going to take Cruz as a dark horse.
All right.
I don't know how you're gonna feel about this, but my stay away is the crash out queen herself, Natalie Decker.
Wait, Decker's in this race?
Yeah.
Oh, yep, there she is. Car 53. 53.
The crash out queen.
You know what? Even if this is like a real like one of those like really pity point types, yeah, I'm letting you have that one. Because it's Decker. I'm letting you
That's
have that.
literally a 3 point. Come on.
But no, this one, there's some I'll let slide. Again, he picked JJ Yaley last week, so we wouldn't let that one slide. But I'll let this one slide.
Yeah.
Hey, and you know what? I think I still would
Got
got a point either way. But my driver to win. I'll take Jesse Love.
Okay.
All right.
I like it.
Against my better judgment, but ooh, wrong one, wrong sheet.
Wrong one.
Yeah. So dark horse for the cup. I'm gonna. Sorry, Carson Hocevar. I mean, I can go with a second pity point, but I'm not. Because Daniel dies too easy. So is Connor Zillich, I'm sorry. So is Cody Ware. Jesus. And half this sheet is pity points. Sorry. Stay away from...
I mean, there's some that's more than others.
Oh, I didn't realize he's racing in this. Okay. Crap. I'm gonna take McDowell.
That's fair.
Yeah. All right.
I think he can. I think he can do it for a third time. I'm gonna take Denny Hamlin.
Wow, 3 in a row, Denny Hamlin. That would be something. That indeed would be something.
Still can't believe I picked Hocevar for a good spot.
All right, though. Poppleton, you are up next.
Yes. Hi. Well, I am 90 to 95% better. So. Autopilots series.
We hadn't heard that in a while.
It's
But
back.
we have not played that in a minute.
And you know what? My dark horse is going to be Autopilots Car of Sammy Smith.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, he's actually sponsored by the O'Reilly Autoposts.
That's crazy. That's
Don't know
funny.
why, but yes, I am going to Sammy Smith for my dark horse. I couldn't help myself. Why do I would stay away from? I think I've made my point on this show of how much I hate this guy. He seems like a nice guy, but he shouldn't be in the race car. Patrick Stoffel is my driver to stay away from.
She does good.
And my driver to win the O'Reilly Series race at Pocono. Nah. I was gonna go with Puzzle Less Soft, but I don't think it's gonna be that crazy. Probably.
No.
I'd
be shocked.
Imagine.
He'll get a top 10. That was my bonus prediction. He'll get a top 10. Anyway, my driver to win. I think it's gonna be a payday for this guy. I think it's gonna be a big time payday for Fourier.
Okay.
Okay.
That's his nickname from Dirt Racing. It's payday Fourier.
Corey Payday.
Yes. And then for the Cup Series, my dark horse, give me Eric Jones.
I like that.
I like that one. Yeah, that's a good one.
I really like the speed that Voice Recall's been showing, and I think he could do something similar to Michigan. Maybe not get the win, but be like a solid top 5, top 7 car. My driver to stay away from, I'm gonna say, as much as it pains me to say it, but he's not been doing very well the last few weeks. And Ford's been going down. My driver to stay away from, I'm so sorry, it's Ryan Preece.
See, when you said I'm sorry, I thought you were going to say Larson.
Okay. Wow.
You know it's sad, Sly. So was I. Until I
Wow.
said full. Oh.
Well,
he's
no, it's
not-
because last time that you said I'm sorry when you picked Larson to stay away from, you literally said, I'm sorry, I hate to say this.
Yeah.
So that's why I thought you said,
Who do I think will win that Pocono? Who do I
not
think
Connor
will win?
Zillich.
Wow.
I mean, maybe in the O'Reilly series, but
Nah, not in Cup.
True. Let me, give me a second. I'm going to stats real quick. Who was up one last year? Oh. Okay. Alright. You know what? I feel like I keep on picking him. But eventually he's gonna win, right? Give me Carlson to win that Pocono.
Okay.
He started 24, finished 7th for you last year. So. And listen, to my credit, he has been running really well the last few weeks. Nashville top 5 speed until Goodyear decided to Goodyear. Michigan top 5, top 7 all day. He's had top 5 speed for the last few weeks, and I feel like Kendrick might be figuring out the AAA a little bit now in the summer months, so maybe Wilson can challenge Denny. We'll see.
Maybe. All right.
But those are my picks. So.
All right. Wyatt, go for it.
Alright, so I've already put my picks in here because I didn't know if I was going to be here or not. But I was thinking hard all morning, especially like early in the morning. That's how dedicated I was trying to figure out who I was going to pick. I had my Cup Series figured out kind of easily, but I couldn't get the O'Reilly figured out. I went back and looked like the last 4 O'Reilly races. And these were a couple names that stood. My dark horse, and I was between this one and the winner for the person to win the race. So I think they're not the best right now, but like they've been consistent at this track enough that they could probably get their first or second win at this. On my dark horse, I got Sam Mayer. Not having the best season, but statistically, this is probably one of his good tracks the last few years. He's always been top 10. I got Sam Mayer. My driver to stay away from, Jeff Burton.
All right.
He's finished below the top. He's finished in the 20s. 20s or lower the last few years. And then my driver to win, believe it or not, I got Taylor Gray. He's another one that's like up there, and he's been close. And he finished second. He finished second, I think, last year or the year before. I don't remember, but he finished second. I think, if I looked at it right. Like I said, I'm barely here, but those who are up there, this is not one of. I didn't want to pick Allgaier again because, like, I don't think this is one of his best tracks. I mean, he's finished good, but like, you don't talk about Allgaier at Pocono all that much. I don't think he's even won Pocono, if I can be completely honest.
Yeah.
But yeah, I got Taylor Gray as my winner, getting his second win of the season. Now for the Cup Series, this one was like pretty easy for me. My dark horse, Chase Briscoe. He got second last year, beat out Hamlin. I don't think he's doing it again, but I can see that momentum coming back. My driver to stay away from, Ross Chastain.
Yeah.
My driver to win. This is going to shock a lot of people. Denny Hamlin.
Oh my God.
Sorry.
Oh.
I'm sorry. We're going to Denny Hamlin's playground. This is his best. It's arguably his best track. He has 7. If I saw it correctly, he has 7 wins here. It just you can't bet against Denny at Pocono. It's like, I'm sorry, especially with the run he's been having. He has 3 points paying wins. Don't forget the All-Star race, so that's 4 wins in the last few weeks.
I know this still kind of hurts, but I know because you couldn't pick Bell.
I was going to leave Bell no matter what. I don't think I was even going to put Bell on the either way because, like, I didn't really see Bell doing all that well at Pocono in general, but yeah, and also another reason, it's like we don't know even though Bell's going to be in.
Yeah.
Like, so, but yeah, I'm sorry, you can't bet against Denny.
No. But all right. With that said, it's my turn to make these predictions here. For my driver to win, honestly, we're kind of. That was horribly timed. But for my driver to win, in the
that time I wasn't ready.
race at Pocono, I'm gonna say Austin Hill will be my driver to win. Been consistent.
It's O'Reilly. Never mind.
Yeah, it's been consistent. This ain't Cup. This ain't Cup. But
Sorry, I just gagged a little bit. Might put that.
But in the O'Reilly series, I mean, obviously RCR on that side of the stick has had speed, whether it been with Jesse Love or even Austin Hill. But I feel like Hill could definitely pull something out of the hat here.
He does have a win.
Yes. For my driver to stay away from, Dean Thompson.
Wow.
I'm saying Dean Thompson's my driver to stay away from. I'm sorry. But my dark horse, I'm going to say Justin Allgaier is going to be my dark horse for the O'Reilly's race at Pocono. Another driver that obviously has been on a roll in the O'Reilly series. Shocker. But definitely could get himself another top 5, top 10 finish. So give me Allgaier as my dark horse. And now it's time for the main event. I'm a little tired, so that's why I'm not.
Hey,
I
it
don't have a
worked.
lot of energy.
It worked though.
The 53rd annual The Great American Getaway 400, presented by Visit PA at the Pocono Raceway for the NASCAR Cup Series. Here we go. I'm gonna say for my driver to win, it's a little tough. This is definitely a tough one. I do think Hamlin will do great, but I don't think he's going 3 in a row. I personally do not see him going 3 in a row at all. So for my driver to win, and it could happen. This very well could happen. But I'm gonna say for my driver to win. I'd say, man, this honestly, yeah, this is tough. This is very, very tough. Still thinking. Man, this is the thinking game is actually kind of crazy. Well, you know what? I think I might say this. For my driver to win, this is gonna be an interesting one. But after the speed that he showed at Michigan this past Sunday, before getting taken out in that just horrible wreck with Christopher Bell, I'm going to say Chase Elliott's my driver to win. Elliott does perform pretty consistently at Pocono, and of course, he did get that win plopped onto his lap 4 years ago. But even if he didn't win, even if he wasn't going to win, right? He still performed pretty well, but I feel like this time he is going to get a legit checkered flag at Pocono Raceway, and I'm saying Chase Elliott's going to be my driver to win. My driver to stay away from, I will agree with Ross Chastain. I will agree with Ross. My dark horse is easily going to be Denny Hamlin. And again, I don't see him winning, but if he does, great. But I definitely do think that he's going to continue his momentum, towards the right direction when it comes to trying to chase down Tyler Reddick for the points lead. And again, 3 in a row is on the table, but do I think he'll get it? Personally not, but I still think he'll get a top 5 finish. So, Denny Hamlin, my dark horse. Alrighty though, gentlemen, we've done everything that we've needed to do. We've reviewed Michigan. We've gone over the points and the lone breaking story of Daniel Dye. And previewed Pocono, made our picks. So one final question. Any last thoughts before we get the Pocono weekend underway?
Swisher is not part of Hendrick Motorsports.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He's going to the 48 car next year. Allegedly.
Allegedly.
But no, I'm looking forward to Pocono. I like me some Pocono. I like that it's very unique. And unlike some people, Wyatt, I actually like Pocono. So, I am looking forward to what we see for Pocono this weekend for the O'Reilly Series and the NASCAR Cup Series. However, I will say, I wish the Truck Series were back at Pocono, because that was also some very fun stuff.
Yes, absolutely. That was some really fun stuff. Oh, but with that said, Wyatt, how about you, man?
Let's just get the tricky triangle going.
Absolutely. And hopefully we don't see any Illuminati strike at the tricky triangle. With that said, ladies and gents, we're going to go ahead and wrap up this episode of GTN. Want to thank you guys for watching and listening. If you are watching this on YouTube on the Gamers Talk NASCAR channel, if you like what you see, be sure to hit that like button. Be sure to consider subscribing in order to keep up with some fine content kind of in the near future. And if you're listening on Spotify, be sure to hit that follow button so you don't miss future episodes that drop every Thursday night at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on both platforms. With that said, that's going to do it for this episode. And I'm tired, so I'm probably going to head to bed here pretty soon. On behalf of Nathan Stapleton, Slifer, and my co-host Wyatt Walker, I'm Elijah Leonard signing out, and we'll catch you guys on the very next episode of Gamers Talk NASCAR.
See y'all.
See ya. Let's get tricky with it.
Thanks for listening to tonight's episode of Gamers Talk NASCAR. Really hope you guys enjoyed. Be sure to hit that follow button so you don't miss a future episode throughout the NASCAR season. And as always, we'll catch you on the next one every Thursday night at 6 p.m. Eastern Time.